guys, welcome back to the Patreon. So today's video is going to be all about contouring. Contouring, baby. So I want to kind of go through like my routine when I like apply my foundation and my concealer and my cream contour and all that kind of stuff and all my powders when I'm doing drag. So this is drag contour, I just want to make that clear. That's what we're going to do today. So I just ran out of my glue stick, so I can't cover my brows. But this is all the exact same regardless, so I don't really think it matters. And it's just going to mean that this isn't going to be so long. So we're not going to cover the brows, but that's fine. So I'm going to start with some primer. I always use the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. I've talked about this before, but I can't highly recommend this enough, especially for drag makeup. It's absolutely the best primer that I've ever tried, ever. Okay, so we're gonna put that all over. Gonna put our hair up because it's in the way. Okay, now we're gonna do foundation. All right, let me get all my stuff because I'm not ready. Okay, so of course we're gonna start with our foundation. So I'm gonna take my Kryolan paint stick, like usual, and now we're gonna blend. Take my beauty blender. Let's move on to some concealer. So what I like to do is I like to use, this is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, but this is the cream contour one. So it's got everything. It's got your concealer and your contours. So I'm going to take this concealer color in the middle, and this is the Sephora Pro Conceal Brush. This brush is very good. If you're not using like an applicator, then this brush I would highly recommend. So underneath the eyes, obviously all the obvious areas, but I also bring it way up the side of the nose here, because that just starts the process of contouring the nose. So all here, I like to do down here. And I also like to put a bit on the eyelids. Okay. Blend all this out. Next step, we're going to take our white TV paint stick and we're basically going to go back over this. All in those same areas. Okay, blend that. And this might all be just like assumed knowledge for a lot of you guys, but I don't know, I feel like a lot of you guys are just starting out and you might want to just, you're looking for just really basic videos like this, so this is kind of where I'm heading and like what I'm thinking with this whole Patreon. So it's like really break it down, it's super basic. So I hope you guys find this helpful. So let's move on to some contours. Using that same palette, we're going to go in with this middle color here and straight on. So what I like to do is I like to blend this up, not down. Always up. So like kind of the illusion, there's different illusions that you can create depending on where you place stuff and where you blend stuff out and stuff. So with the cheeks, if you blend this line up, you're going to create really big cheekbones. That's what I like with my drag, is I like to have this looking really like full. If you blend this line down and you have a harsh line on top, then you're going to create the illusion of like a sunken in cheek, which also is like a look depending on kind of what you're feeling. But those are just kind of, really to put it very basically, that's sort of the illusion there. So I'm blending this out now. Blending out this bottom line. So I like to put a bottom line right on my chin here to kind of make my jaw look really skinny. Okay, so next step is I'm going to take, this is the Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer in Tan 49. So this is just a little bit bronzier. The other one was a little bit more grey. So I like to put this on, or just something similar, just to make my face look not so like washed out. And what I'm doing here is I like to create this line here as well. So I like to create a contour here, contour here, contour here. So the entire like idea is basically just trying to make your face look like it's pulling up. So any parts where you can, I like to put a line and it all pulls up. See this line here? That's just gonna make it all look snatched. All right, cool. Now, nose contour. Let's get a brush. So I like to use just a little brush like this. Can you see that? Yeah. It's just a tiny little flat one. And I go back in with my same contour palette, same colors we were using, and we just go straight down. So I like to connect that to my brow. I think that's really important. It needs to be connected to something, otherwise it just kind of floats around. And I also like to create a really dark tip. This gives the illusion of your nose being pulled up. So if you want your nose to be pulled down, put some white there and it'll come down. Okay, blend this out very lightly. Kind of start with those two basic lines there. And in terms of where to put the lines, it's really just like trial and error, because there isn't really, like with your cheekbone you can tell where to put the line, but on here you're really just like making it up. So it's really just about like kind of practicing where looks good, like on your nose, because everyone's nose is very different. Okay, now I'm just going to clean that brush off. Now we're going to take our white paint stick and we're going to highlight down the middle. So just like your classic thing, bigger at the top and then like it comes in a lot skinnier. Okay, straight down the middle, then just kind of blend those edges together. I always have a problem with not centering my nose contour. It's very annoying. Now I just like to do a little tip, a little dot at the top there, and then just blend that dot down so it looks a little bit more natural. Of course you can do whatever you want. Okay, and there is your nose contour. Alright, so this is pretty much it. So now I'm going to set it all with our Airspun. So get rid of our creases first, both underneath and on top of the lid. So obviously very, very important to set everything and make sure everything is completely set. You've got nothing that's still wet, because it's just going to completely ruin your life later on. So I focus a lot of this around the eyes. So get right underneath there, on top. That's where you're kind of going to be doing the most work. Okay, now that that's all set, I leave this for like at least a good 2 minutes to really soak into the foundation and so it doesn't move. So I'm going to leave this and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're just going to brush all this back now. You just want like a big, really soft brush. This is the Kat Von D something brush. I don't know, this is like a big fluffy brush. And you just want to be pretty careful because it's all still pretty delicate. Now, I go in with the, for powder, I go in with the Revlon pressed powder in medium, and I take the little thing that's inside and I pack this on all over. So this is going to just give me extra coverage. So you don't need this exact powder, it's just, you know, just a full coverage powder I would suggest using. Now going in with our brush and just brushing this back, so it just blend it all together and stuff. Okay, now I'm going to take the same powder but in white. Again, I'm going to use a little thing inside. And we're going to place this on all the highlight areas. Okay. Alright, now again, just like very lightly brushing that back. Now, let's move on to some contour. So, I'm going to take the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This is the, obviously the powder palette. Taking this brush here, I like this like angled brush. This is the Sephora Shape Sculpt. Now I'm going to go in with our colour, and we're just going to really, just do really quick, fast, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, and that's that. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. A little bit of the darker one as well, right? Like kind of at the hairline, I like to go a bit darker. Also doing underneath here. Just obviously anywhere that you've put the cream contour, I just go straight back over it with the powder. Okay, up here, again, doing these, going into this eye here and creating that contour line and pulling it up. Bigger fluffy brush, same colors, and again going heavy underneath. That's just how I like it, and then very lightly just putting this straight down the sides. Now I'm gonna go with some bronzer. So that was kind of contour. Now this is bronzer. This is gonna like bronze up the face, obviously. So this is the Morphe bronzer in Vlogger, and I've got this big brush. And I just like to do big, fat motions. Okay. And again, this just really helps to blend it all together. Now remember, you know, drag is very heavy, so let's go heavy. Let's not hold back at all. Because like, what the hell's the point? Alright, cool. So now before we do like blush and that, I do a bit of baking. So this is the Krylon blending powder in white. Go all the way up here. Now this step is super important. I would really recommend you not missing this step. If you don't have this powder, something that I used when I first started with baby powder, and that really worked quite well, so that's definitely an option. And obviously it's a lot easier to find and you can kind of get it anywhere. So I just like to put this all down here. You guys get it. And now I'm going to leave this for like another good minute, and then I'm going to be back and we're going to rub it off. So then, because like right now what I would usually do is I would go and do my face and do my eyes, but we're not doing that in this video. We're going to go straight into the next thing. But I do want to leave it for a little while so I can show you guys how it works. So I'll be back. Okay, now let's rub this back. Take my big brush again. Now obviously the longer that you keep this on, the better it's going to work. So see that like cut line there that it just created? I would really recommend this step. Okay. Cool. Now, next step that I do, only just a few more steps left, we're going to do a bit of blush. This is my favorite blush palette. This is the e.l.f. blush palette. Pretty basic. I just go in all four and just do straight onto the cheeks, a little bit on the nose. Now, last step that I would do for the skin is a bit of highlight. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs Omega Shadow in Primo with this brush. You can obviously just use any highlighter that you want or that you like, but I like to really pack it on right onto the cheeks here. Right on the cheeks. Tip of the nose is super important. Put it on the Cupid's bow. And I'm going to do a little bit underneath the brow bone. This is just where I would usually do it. Alright you guys, so this is my contouring tutorial. Hope you guys found that helpful. It's very, very basic. It's very straightforward. A lot of these products, you know, like this stuff is like super cheap. These Revlon powders, this e.l.f. powder is really cheap. You can find like palettes similar to this and like the cream one for really cheap. It doesn't have to be crazy, and you can definitely figure it out. But anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!